Here's how I made a KLM 787. First, I made a tube which was the length and diameter of the fuselage. To make the nose, I first made a fold by pressing my fingernail on the edge of the tube and pushing it inward. This was then repeated on the bottom edge to roughly match the final nose profile. After that, I cut some small squares of paper and used them to cover the folds. Next, I pressed the sharp edges of the initial folds inwards to smooth everything out. These folds were also covered in small pieces of paper. Finally, larger pieces of paper were added onto the nose to really smooth everything out. This process was also repeated for the tail. To give the plane its colors, I first drew on some windows. After that, I gave the basic KLM colors. Then, I added the windows and doors. For the belly pan, I just took a piece of paper and folded it like this. After cutting a shape, I attached it onto the fuselage, and this is what it looks like. To make the tail, a piece of paper was folded in half, and the shape of the tail was traced on using the crease as the leading edge. This was then colored, cut, and then attached onto the fuselage. A similar process was used for the wings, except with an extra fold to produce two of each wing. The wings were then glued along the trailing edge, and then attached to the fuselage. Notice how there's this white tab sticking out. To fix this, I simply masked off the wings and colored in tabs. Notice how the white parts are now gone. For the engines, I made a smaller tube and cut them into this right size. For the pylons, I took two small strips of cardstock and then colored them. These were then attached onto the engine tubes. The engines are then mounted onto the wing. After that, I added the KLM logo because I forgot to do it earlier. For the landing gear, I made two very thin tubes and then colored those sections which were going to be tires black. And then cut into the tires. These tires are then attached onto small cardstock squares from the main bogies and attached to the tube for the front landing gear. Tubes are then attached to the main landing gear bogies, and after attaching them, the plane was finished.